Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, man disarms a robber, turns over gun to police. An illegal firearm is now in the custody of police after a man reportedly disarmed his would-be robber on Thursday. According to the police, about 9:05 p.m. along Spanish Town Road, St. Catherine, two armed men attempted to rob a man of his personal belongings. A tussle reportedly ensued between the man and one of the gunmen, during which he reportedly disarmed the gunman of a 9mm pistol with an attached magazine containing 8 9mm cartridges before the gunman escaped into the area. A report was later made to the police and the firearm and ammunition was turned over to them. Investigations continue. Pedestrian mowed down on South Coast Highway. A pedestrian has died as a result of injuries he sustained after he was reportedly mowed down by a truck traveling along the South Coast Highway in St. Thomas on Thursday. The deceased has been identified as 54-year-old Donovan O'Mealy of Grand Spend district in the parish. Police reports indicated that about 7:45 p.m., O'Mealy was walking along the roadway when he was reportedly hit by a Mitsubishi L200 motor truck that was traveling along a section of the South Coast Highway towards Kingston. He received multiple injuries and was transported to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. Dutch man arrested following cocaine bust at a Sangster International Airport. The narcotics police have made another multi-million-dollar drug bust at the Sangster International Airport in St. James. Nearly 14 pounds of cocaine with a street value of $30 million was seized at the airport on Thursday. A Dutch national was arrested in connection with the seizure and is now facing drug trafficking charges. The narcotics police reported that about 5 p.m., the Dutch national was accosted when he checked in to board a flight destined for Brussels, Belgium. During a search of his luggage, 6.1 kilograms of cocaine was found concealed in a false compartment. The estimated street value of the cocaine is 168,258 pounds or Jamaican $28.3 million. The foreigner was arrested and taken into custody for questioning. Debate rages on whether loud music causes violent behavior in children. The debate continues about whether loud and loud music could potentially be at the center of violent behavior exhibited by children. Pastor of the Hope Gospel Assembly, Reverend Dr. Peter Garth, has joined the Education Minister, Favour Williams, in arguing that there is scientific evidence to support the view. The minister made the correlation in Parliament on Wednesday. Dr. Garth quoted several sources, including research from the World Psychology Association, as well as the Mayo Clinic and the Emory University in the U.S.
What the recent research is showing is that music, when you have violent lyrics, right, it affects substance abuse, alcohol abuse, rebelliousness, violent behavior, delinquency, and impulsive and violent traits. So she's on to something. Lots of research done at the Children's Hospital at New Orleans. And it says that dwelling on negative thinking and feelings, especially through negative music, it can contribute to development of depression and anxiety and lead to neurotic behavior. And that is something that is coming out clearly now. All the founders of psychology, even Sigmund Freud, who was against religion, all said that they saw a correlation.
But attorney and social commentator Kenyatta Powell said he is unmoved by the arguments presented. He contended that while the research indicates a connection between loud music and violent thoughts, it does not lead to violent actions in schools.
Over many years of politicians and pastors and church people blaming, and let's face it, it's really dancehall and reggae music they're talking about. For many of these people, never ever been presented with any actual concrete evidence. I am dubious about the specific claim being made, and we can separate that specific claim from a general claim about music having some kind of impact on people. And what we do have actual strong evidence for is that you reduce violence in society by actually attending to the material needs of the citizenry.
St. James's most wanted is still in custody of Haiti police. The St. James police say efforts are still underway to transfer the parish's most wanted from the custody of the Haitian police. 25-year-old Shane Francis, otherwise called Brocan, was one of 2 Jamaicans apprehended on April 24 in a commune 26 kilometers south of Capitan after residents reported that they were suspected of being armed. Mr. Francis is wanted for several murders. Superintendent Aaron Samuels, commanding officer for the St. James Police Division, provided an update on the progress of the extradition.
Well, we have confirmed that it was indeed him, Brocan. He is still in Haiti as far as I know, but there are some things that need to be done in order to determine where we go from here. So that I will leave that to the CIB to do that workup and the cross-border negotiations and consultations will be done.
Health Ministry preparing response to concerns after AstraZeneca withdraws a vaccine. The Ministry of Health is preparing a report to respond to growing public concern over the AstraZeneca vaccine, which has been withdrawn from the market due to concerns of serious side effects linked to the vaccine. The manufacturer recently announced that it has withdrawn the vaccine from the market for commercial reasons, adding that the jab was no longer being manufactured or supplied, having been superseded by updated vaccines that tackle new variants. The decision came just months after the company admitted in a court case in England that the vaccine caused rare side effects, including blood clots. Shadow Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Alfred Dawes, on Thursday called for the Ministry of Health to articulate its position on the recent developments regarding the AstraZeneca vaccine. Speaking with the news, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton disclosed that the ministry is preparing a response. However, Dr. Tufton defended the government's vaccine program during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We took a very conservative position on the distribution of vaccines to our population. We insisted at all times that vaccines should go through the various expert committees and validation and final sanctioning by the World Health Organization and their expert committees. There are some countries that did not do that. There were other vaccines that were available on the market which we could have accessed earlier, which we did not based on that higher standard of validation that we insisted on. So we believe as a country, as a government, we took the right approach, and I am prepared to still maintain that Jamaicans were safer for the vaccine. But again, let's see what this new and recent information brings. But I prefer the clinical team to give me the brief before making a more extensive comment on it. I explained to you earlier that we went through a process. We went through a validation process. We were very conservative, and we offered the vaccine to every Jamaican who opted to take it. Clearly, government has an overall responsibility to protect the country and the nation, particularly in a crisis such as this one. And I still very much believe that we did the right thing. And indeed, in terms of the world, millions and millions, actually billions of people who have taken the vaccine, who got some sort of protection from the vaccine. So we act in the collective interest of what we think is in the best interest of the population. And I have no regrets about acting the way I acted during the COVID pandemic, myself and the team. I think we did the best we could and protected as many Jamaicans as possible. And certainly we regret those who did not benefit from that protection, who passed 3,000 plus people.